Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Can the Cubs bounce back? This is Maria Marino. Indians lead the World Series 2-1 after a Major League record 5th shutout this postseason with a 1-0 win last night at Wrigley Field. Game 4 is tonight at 8 Eastern. Chicago's John Lackey will take the mound against Cleveland ace Corey Kluber. Cubs first baseman Anthony Rizzo is thinking positively ahead of facing Kluber again.
He's coming off 3 days rest, so I just throwing it out there. He's not going to be as sharp as he was in the first game. So convincing myself, even if he is, I'll still try to convince myself he's not going to be. And just go up there. You know what he has. We saw him a few days ago, and we'll be ready.
On the top 25 college football scoreboard as the third quarter gets underway, Oklahoma State is leading number 10 West Virginia 20-10. Devion Smith rushed for a 5-yard touchdown before the break. Number 2 Michigan pulling away from Michigan State 27-10. And number 24 Penn State and Purdue are tied at 17 apiece, while number 5 Louisville trails Virginia 10-7, although Louisville quarterback Lamar Jackson scored a touchdown already, his 35th on the season. Packers linebacker Clay Matthews was fined over $18,000 by the NFL for the hit last week that broke Bears quarterback Brian Hoyer's arm, landing him on injured reserve following surgery. NBA number 2 draft pick Brandon Ingram left the Lakers' 96-89 loss to the Jazz early with a sore right knee. He's being evaluated more today. Listen to NBC Sports Radio on your local station, online, or on the free mobile app. It's Maria Marino, NBC Sports Radio, NBCSportsRadio.com.
This is Kcaa.
Hello, this is Deputy Sheriff Paul Schrader. When principle, leadership, experience matters, Mike Safey is your first choice for Redland City Council and first on the ballot. I've known Mike Safey for years. He's a business owner, a family man, and your first choice for Redland City Council.
When it comes to public or private service, Mike Safey has the experience in both worlds. Mike Safey's been a CEO for 20 years, owned a small business, employed dozens of people, and serves in key supervising roles for public safety and special investigations for the county. Mike's assisted in $80 million transportation and $110 million flood control budgets. Mike's a longtime community activist, contributes to our community of Redlands, and is the right choice on November 8th. Mike Safey is your first choice for Redlands City Council on the ballot. For more info, go to votemikesafey.com. That's votemikesafey.com.
I'm Mike Safey, and I approve this message.
Mark Christopher Auto Center wants to thank you for making them in Edmonds 5-star dealer for the 4th straight year. This award recognizes select car dealers who earn the highest overall ratings for customer satisfaction. So come in and test drive today a Chevy, Buick, Cadillac, or GMC truck at California's #1 volume GM dealer, Mark Christopher Auto Center. Family owned and operated since 1975 with an award-winning staff that can help you find your next ride. That's Mark Christopher Auto Center, Vineyard exit of Interstate 10 in Ontario.
Kcaa.
Joe Britt is ready to work for Rialto. After nearly 30 years in service to Rialto, Joe Britt is ready to step up to the City Council. Joe Britt is ready to handle Rialto's issues of economics and public safety. Joe Britt believes that it's time to stop the musical chairs political game and put Rialto's citizens first. You'll find Joe's website at gojoebritt.com. On November 8th, vote Joe Britt to the Rialto City Council.
I'm Joe Britt, and I approve this announcement.
Paid for by Friends of Joe Britt for Rialto City Council.
Why should you vote Democrat in San Bernardino County? Because Democrats have delivered. While Republicans in Washington were busy obstructing the president at every turn and taking record-length vacations, Democrats in California were working to make our county and our state a great place to live. Democrats like Rita Ramirez, candidate for the 8th Congressional District, teaching our children, and as a board member of the Copper Mountain School District. Democrats like 42nd Assembly candidate Greg Rodriguez, working hard to secure sustainable jobs for our future. Under Democratic-led California, our state is enjoying unprecedented prosperity. We're now the 6th largest economy in the world. Classrooms are being properly funded, jobs are being created, and more new business has come to our state. On November 8th, vote for Hillary Clinton. and vote for local Democrats who are working hard to serve the people first. For more info, go to SanBernardinoDemocrats.com. That's SanBernardinoDemocrats.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Bayer.
And I'm Stephen McKee.
And we're the hosts of the Flip Flop Investors Radio Show. Have you ever heard of those weekend seminars where they sell you those $40,000 real estate courses that promise to make you a millionaire in the next 2 minutes? Before you blow your life savings, check out our show and learn how to get started from us right here for free. Tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. on Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, NBC News Talk Radio.
E-Digits. Lock them in for more information, recreation, and guaranteed fun. Kcaa.
You just entered the Gotcha Zone. Eilon up to the start line and get ready to race with your host, Joe Britt. It's time for Gotcha Racing, live on Kcaa 1050.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and get ready for an action-packed, fun-filled hour of everything a motorhead ever loved or lived. Gotcha Racing with Joe Britt. Welcome to Gotcha Racing. This is Joe Britt. Hey, folks. Man, oh, man. You know, it seemed like it's been a dog's age since I've been behind this mic in the studio. Been out and about doing what I have to do in order to get in office as a council person in the city of Rialto. I mean, I have been out and about. This morning, I just left a meeting this morning, had to shoot here, had to cancel, get out of the meeting early because I don't like being away from this mic and talking to you guys for a long period of time. SEMA's coming up, and man, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. That's next week, and I have credentials for it, my crew to go out and do what we have to do. I might just sneak out for a couple of days. But anyway, hey, let me start this show off by saying I come to you a humble man that is a reflection of God's grace and greatness, a humble man that is standing on shoulders of ancestors. Hello, America. Look alive, California. Wake up, San Bernardino. Stand up and be caught in the Inland Empire. For this is your host, Joe Britt, coming to you loud, clear, and strong from the desert to the sea, broadcasting on the powerful KCAA Talk Radio, 1050 and 106.5 FM. Soon to be, what station are we going to have coming in? It's not 102. Is it 102.3 coming in? Yeah, 102.3 coming in. And I'll be helping developing that one as I did with the 106.5 FM. Not just your average Joe. I'm an average Joe with a little bit of intelligence, and I'm here talking to my great people out there listening in the listening audience. So, weather-wise, not bad outside. A little cloudy. It might rain. It had hints of rain yesterday, and up north, it's raining like cats and dogs, or it was, and we thought it'd be moving down this way. I thought we would hit rain already, but hey. It passed us by, some of it, so it might come back and hit us on the backside. So, a little house cleaning like I always have to say, because you never know. We get new listeners and whatnot. And let me give you some digits. You could be under a rock. You could be in a tunnel somewhere, and you just can't get this great information over the airwaves for some reason or another. If you want to listen to the show somewhere deep, far, around the world somewhere, those digits are 832-999-1050, 832-999-1050. You want to call into the studio, and you're out of the area. That means long distance for you guys, okay? That number is 888-909-1050. Now, for you local guys in Southern California, well, in the IE, that number is 909-888-5222 or 5224. We have previous shows that we've done for the past couple of years that are on our great station of ours at kcaaradio.com. You would go to, I'll tell you how to get there. Look at schedule on the top. Go to your Sunday lineup, your Saturday's lineup, okay? And then look for Gotcha Racing Live, and you'll see me with my Ray-Bans on, and then you can pick and choose what you want to hear, what you want to share, okay? We can be found on Facebook, Gotcha Racing, Gotcha Racing TV. And if you want to email me, you can do so by doing jbritt, B-R-I-T-T, period, Kcaa @gmail.com. And for our sister company, our folks that have been listening to Gotcha Racing TV since '04, you want to get to us, it's grtv, period, media @gmail.com. And that's for all you Gotcha Racing TV fans, okay? Oh, what are we doing today? We have some shows we're going to put on. And we have our correspondent, Chris, the Road Warrior, calling in. And we're just going to shoot the breeze, man. Just going to have a good time like we always do. And I'm going to inform you, let you know what's going on in the racing world, and give you some interviews that you probably have not heard before. So, this is, for me, this is a crazy season for me, and I tell you the truth, I don't like to politic, meaning that I don't like to campaign. I don't. I mean, dude, I have a lot of history behind me, and I know we have to do it. We have to go out and kiss babies and do what we have to do in order to get people to convince them to get on our side and whatnot. But I always say this. It's your history that's going to make a difference, If you don't know nothing from nothing, and you popped up yesterday and you wanted to get in the food chain, or you want to become a representative for your city, which is great. That's a democratic process, and some have. Back in 1994, I did that, as a commissioner. I've been a commissioner for 29 years now in Rialto. It's weird how things are out there in the community. You got big money coming in, and I tell you, when big money comes in, it speaks. And big money can pretty much put a baboon in office, okay, without any skills at all, without any background. That's what big money does. If we were able to get big money out of the arena, things would probably change. A lot of things will probably change for the best for the citizens that we take for granted. But, big money comes in. The person who is receiving the money from big money has to dance to the beat of the drum. And when it's like that, your citizens are always and will always be on the tail end of the dog. And you can understand that. Nothing's free in America. Nothing is free, right? Big money comes in. Big money say, do this. Big money just sits back and wait till something comes up. And if there's a bill that has to be passed, or if there's some legislation that has to go through, and big money says, well, it's not going to work for us. We need you, since we gave you $10,000, $15,000, we need you to jump and do what we want to do. It's almost like being bought, man, And pretty much it is. And I hate that feeling. And I've never gotten to a situation where I been bought and paid for. I just can't do it. I am just not built that way. I'm always for the people, always for the small guy out there working. And I represent the small guy, and I represent the people. And that's the way it's been for me. But I enjoy what I do. I enjoy representing the people. I enjoy long night meetings. I enjoy saving the people money. And I have always fought for the people when odds were against me. And that's just the way it is for me. And that's the way I'm built, folks. That's the way I'm built. And I tell you what, go to my website. You out there in the listening land that got that are maybe straddling the fence and wondering who this guy is. It's www.gojoebritt.com. And you can see that I got a history. And you can see that I have been working hard, and I have been a good steward for the people in Rialto, against all odds, against the status quo that wants to stay in power. There should be term limits on everything, and especially in the political arena. just can't sit there forever and just milk the system dry. We need new blood, but we need new blood who are dedicated to the people and not to big money. We need new blood that has a fresh take and a fresh idea that would come in and do what he or she can do for the community, not for big money. I'm against big money. I really am, and things should change. Listen to this. Big money comes to town, or big money could be in the town, and they could use my money against me. My own money, my own tax money against me. And what can you do? You can't do nothing about it, but get out there and bust your butt, hit the streets like I've been doing. And so far, so good, but we shall see on November 8th. So you folks out there in listening land, do this for me. Go to my website, or just go to Google, because I got a long history, and Google my name, Joe Britt, B-R-I-T-T, and put Rialto behind it, because there are a couple of imposters labeled Joe Britt, but they're back east somewhere, and but put Rialto behind it and see exactly what I have done. And there's a lot of things that pop up, a lot of newspaper articles that I didn't write, that have been written against or for me, and I've so far I've had nothing written against me, so. See what I've done. See what I've done. Take a gander. It's not even taking a chance, because I'm going to fight for you regardless. But I'd rather be in the seat of power to fight and not have to fight so hard from the outside. It's better to do it from the inside. So let's go to a commercial break. Let me get some water and then get my tonsils ready for the next segment. And hey, folks, you're listening to Joe Britt. Gotcha Racing Live, coming to you from the greatest studio on the West Coast, which is KCAA Talk Radio, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. We shall be right back.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about a thing, pretty lady. You're in good hands with J&K Auto Body Paint and Repair. J&K Auto Body has been serving the Rialto area for years and are considered to be one of the oldest and the best auto body shops in town. The right people with the right tools and the right experience that can give you the service and the quality that you expect. 24 hours, 7 day a week towing is available. That's J&K Auto Body, 241 South Palm Avenue, Rialto, California, across the street from the Metrolink station. Call us at 909-875-0400, 909-875-0400. That's 909-875-0400.
U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is loaded with 15 acres of used, salvaged, and rebuilt parts for your car or truck. Sure, you could go to any wrecking yard, but U&I has what it takes. Expertise, high-quality products, and the finest customer service you'll receive anywhere. U&I makes custom drive shafts, furnishes full warranties on all their parts, and keeps up on industry changes. Call 909-888-6841. You'll be impressed by the fast and friendly response from the U&I skilled staff. You can also go to the Contact Us page and request a part. U&I hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 till 5, and Saturday, 8 till 3. U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is located at 1435 West Rialto Avenue in San Bernardino. Check out the U&I webpage at the letter U, the letter I, autoparts.com, or call 909-888-6841. 909-888-6841.
Joe Britt is ready to work for Rialto. After nearly 30 years in service to Rialto, Joe Britt is ready to step up to the City Council. Joe Britt is ready to handle Rialto's issues of economics and public safety. Joe Britt believes that it's time to stop the musical chairs political game and put Rialto's citizens first. You'll find Joe's website at gojoebritt.com. On November 8th, vote Joe Britt to the Rialto City Council.
I'm Joe Britt, and I approve this announcement.
Paid for by Friends of Joe Britt for Rialto City Council. Gotcha Racing Live, heard only on KCAA, is your command center for racing news, the hottest interviews, and DIY projects. We are your destination for interviews with racers and fans, on-track interviews, in-shop interviews with engine builders, car restorers. Hear from our correspondents on live track, car shows. Gotcha Racing Live. Start your engine and race on over to KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM every Saturday at our new time, 11 a.m. Gotcha Racing Live, where we put you in the driver's seat.
Sie hören jetzt Kcaa Racing live mit ihrem Gastgeber Joe Britt.
شما در حال گوش دادن به برنامه Kcaa Racing هستی با صدای جو بریت.
You're listening to Kcaa Racing live on KCAA 1050 AM with Joe Britt. Now get to the chopper. Hasta la vista, baby.
That's right, baby, and that's Larry the Entertainer, Larry Travis, out of the city of Fontana. That guy is very, very talented. I really like him. I try to get him on the show today, but he is working. He is absolutely working a real job. But nevertheless, we're back in the seat, and this is Joe Britt coming to you loud, clear, and strong from the desert to the sea on the powerful KCAA Talk Radio, and this is Kcaa Racing Live. And thank you guys for being aboard and listening to me and our correspondence. So, on tap right now, I have Chris, the Road Warrior, and JP. Let's go ahead and tap Chris on the shoulder and bless him. And come on in, dude. How you doing?
Hey, Joe. How you doing, dude?
You know what, man? I'm above ground. I got no complaints at all. I really don't have any complaints that someone's gonna listen to me anyway. So I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. And I wish you luck on the election coming up here as well. You know.
Thank you, man. Thank
I
you.
agree. We need some new blood and need to get it done.
Yeah. Well, it's time we stop the musical chairs and get down to brass tacks and help the citizens.
At all levels.
Right. That's right. What you got for us today, man?
Hey, well, today, this past week I've been reading my magazine and all that good stuff, and I saw this headline about the EPA reviving their 4-gallon minimum purchase for the E15 ethanol fuels that are going to be coming out, and actually 23 states are already running them. I do not believe California is one of them, but eventually all lower 48 will have them, if not all 50. Again, for those who aren't aware of the ethanol in our fuel, which is not necessarily a bad thing, except for when it gets to be too much. Currently, we're running about 10% ethanol blend in our gasoline. So, 90% gasoline to 10% of ethanol, which is a grain alcohol. And they're raising it up to 15%, but it's not going to be, force-fed as hard as we initially thought. So here's what's happening. If you run a 2001 or older vehicle, or I'm not going to say motorcycles because the small engines are just susceptible to it, but you cannot run any ethanol content greater than 10% by law, EPA law at that. Yet they're going to produce 15% ethanol. Cars that are 2001 and newer can run these blends. And then the flex fuel cars can run what's called E85, actually 85% blend of ethanol. The controversy, the big problem was that they are going to utilize, or some stations may utilize what's called blender pumps, that you could pick either ethanol 10 or ethanol 15 percent. And, ethanol 15% will probably actually be a cheaper fuel. So this is something we got to be aware of. The problem was that in a blender pump, you can end up with as much as a quart of fuel from the previous user of the other blend. And this goes both ways. But, E10 is not going to hurt your E15 car, but on the other side, your small engine motorcycles, lawnmowers, chainsaws, and what have you, over time, E15 blend will do significant damage. And by law, by EPA law, you're not allowed to run anything higher than E10. So that's the controversy. The other part of it is a 4-gallon minimum purchase is going to be required if you utilize a blender pump. That is, so if you're using a 2001 or older vehicle, you put in this, you choose your E10, but you're going to get a quart of E15. So to keep from having legal violations, you have to get at least 4 gallons to mix, make sure that you don't have that overwhelming blend of E15. Sound confusing yet?
Yeah. Very much confusing, man.
Yeah, it is. So here's the thing. Obviously, most motorcycles,
5-gallon tank.
4 gallons.
Yeah.
4 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
Even a monster like mine, it's a 6-gallon, but nonetheless, that's ridiculous. If I don't need a full tank, I'm not going to buy it. But what I did learn, and I hadn't seen this in writing up to this point until now, that any station that utilizes a blender pump must also have a pump dedicated to just E10 fuels. But it's going to be, a matter of the consumer reading the labels and being careful of what they're putting into their vehicles, motorcycles. So as a motorcycle rider, if you have a small tank, which most of us do by design, you're going to want to just go to the E10 only pumps once you start seeing this. Now I'm talking to this, across country here, so pay attention to your pumps out there. You might have already noticed this. In California, I believe, at least in Southern California, we're still using all of E10, so you don't have this conflict right now. But it's coming. It's coming, so you need to pay attention to the labeling on the pumps. And, you might say, hey, there's one pump there that's open, I'm going to go get it. Well, if it's the blender pump, they're going to require you to do a 4-gallon minimum. So you got to be aware and look for just the E10 pump only.
Okay,
and,
Chris, now that, hold on a minute. Now that you have confused the heck out of me, man.
Right?
Octane-wise, I mean, most folks are going after octane, either 92, 87.
That's a different subject.
Well, hold on a minute. I mean, if the major stations are having Supreme, super unleaded, and unleaded,
sure.
Now they're going to put another pump on, another way of having this corn-based fuel.
So every blend has its octanes. Okay, so even in E10 or E15, you're still going to have your choice of 87, 89, or 91 octane. That's a different topic as far as octane ratings versus the actual ethanol content of the fuel. So yeah, you'll be able to go to a blender pump and pick your octane rating and your blend. You want E10 or E15, but you're going to have to get at least 4 gallons into your vehicle to make sure that you're not violating any federal law.
Well, who would know? No. Who would know what you do at the pump, man? Who's gonna be there and regulate what you do at the pump in your bike or in your car?
Well, when you swipe your card or when you go to the counter, they're going to have to know. They'll know what pump you're at, and they'll get some kind of a flag saying, how much are you putting in or whatever. And if it's under 4 gallons, it'll flag it somehow. And that's another thing too. It's like, this is going to cost money, and that money obviously is going to be trickled down to us, the consumers. So we're going to be ending up. If they say it's going to be cheaper fuel, it's not going to be cheaper fuel because we're going to have to pay for this extra awareness as well. But here's the thing: even if it doesn't flag, it's still up to the consumer. It's our responsibility to make sure we're not violating laws of any kind. and doing such. My concern is that with the smaller engines, motorcycles, and so on, that if you keep putting a blend using the blender pump and inadvertently putting a quart in here and a quart in there into your fuel mix, eventually you will, you can, I gotta watch my wording here, you could possibly cause damage to your engine. It's not you're going to, it's not it's not going to harm it or whatever. There is a possibility. There is a possibility because the ethanol increase in the fuels causes more moisture, which leads to corrosion in your engines, and thereby could cause problems, especially in the smaller engines. When I say smaller, I'm talking smaller motorcycles, lawnmowers, chainsaws, things of that nature.
Well, tell me this. So, hold on. Keep that thought right there. Keep that thought. Don't lose that thought. So when this does hit, there's octane boost, 102.4, and I met some young cats at SEMA that got a fantastic Frankenstein boost. So you're telling me now I would probably have to put that in order to preserve my motor because of the qualities that are coming in this fuel and that quart that will be lingering around in the lines. So you're talking about someone starting a whole different industry now because of this crap that the EPA is putting down our throats.
That's very possible. Again, don't mistake octane for ethanol content. It's two different birds. If you're using octane boosters and performance enhancers in your automobile, that's one thing, and I'm not against those by no means. That's always a fun additive, especially when you're off-roading. But I would imagine there's going to be some products coming out, or that may already be out. It's already actually hit the market in 23 states that will help your engine recover or maybe purge that moisture, that excess moisture out of your engine. I do not know that yet myself.
Okay.
But that was a good question. That's something that I'll look into because, again, like you said, that could cause a whole new industry of keeping your engine clean, your injectors clean. That, again, if you use fuels that don't have additives in them, like some of the major players put in, if you go after what I'll call the cheap fuels, I'm not going to name names, but you might want to put in additives anyway at that point, or should be. That'll just keep your injectors from getting gummed up with raw cheap fuel and so on. But yeah, that's possible. But the thing here, I guess I'm trying to put across is to be aware of the pumps that you're at. Look at the labels. Like I said, I have not seen any E15 markings yet in California, but that's not to say they're not here. And the 23 states that they are in, I do not know exactly which ones those are. But if you pull up to what's called a blender pump, and it'll give you choices. They'll have selections on there. It's supposed to be clearly labeled.
Okay.
What that means is, clearly labeled is a vague term.
All right.
And that's the EPA's wording is that there will be clearly labeled blender pumps and solar pumps.
Chris, hold on a minute. Here's the big question of the hour. Why? Why do we need this? Why?
Because back in, I'm not even going to try to quote the date. I can't remember. EPA laid out a mandate that by 2017 we would be utilizing X percentage of ethanol to support our corn farmers, I guess is one way to say it, but to help boost our economy in use of grain alcohols and to go towards cleaner fuels.
Okay.
And part of that mandate was we will be using a certain percentage of ethanol-based fuels by a certain time and date.
Look, man, hold on. If they wanted cheaper fuel, they ought to let us do the hydrogen, okay, water, and let us go with hydrogen, and let's put baking soda and hydrogen, and put 12 volts of electricity through the hydrogen, and separate the H2O from the hydrogen, and use that to go to our fuel. And that's a quicker burner, and we'll probably probably do a 50% increase in mileage if they're really concerned about clean air. Okay.
Well, you're preaching to the choir on that one, and I totally agree. And again, that would be great for vehicles that are large enough to handle that type of a technology as well. Again, motorcycles are going to be internal combustion for eons and electric. Now, having said that, and you already even mentioned this prior to the show, prior to my segment here, is that big money talks, and we're not going to get away from fossil fuels for a very long time because the money that's backing the players is not going to go away anytime soon. So they're always going to be a player in the market, and so that I'm sure has a very big piece to do with it. Plus, again, trying to put money back into our own economy. Ethanol is a grain alcohol, and our grain farmers, use a boost also. So that plays a part of it, I would imagine, as well.
That makes me sick, man, because you know what? There's a lot of farmers that have just getting subsidized by the government. They can't even plant. They won't plant, and are encouraged not to plant.
Well, again, we've got more corporate farming going on out there than we do the mom and pops that we based this country on in the earlier days. And so the money just keeps changing hands and going back into the same pockets over and over.
Well, I tell you what, man, I smell a revolt coming on, dude. I smell a revolt. Cause I'm tired. I'm really tired of getting shafted by big money, man.
The conflict here is really back that EPA is one of saying you cannot use this E15 fuel in cars up to 2001, which there's a lot of them on the road still. And but they're making vehicles more disposable these days, so I guess that's what they're planning on. But small engines still suffer. Motorcycles still suffer. The newer ones, of course, are supposed to be able to handle this, but do we want to really take that chance? No.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and go, oh, by the way, you also have to watch out for the E15 we're putting out in the market, that we're forcing out in the market, but it's your responsibility to make sure you don't miss fuel and violate federal laws that we mandated.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's absolutely stupid.
So,
point blank, absolutely stupid.
That's my thing, but I just wanted to make everybody aware of the fact that it's coming. The blender pumps are there, but there will be a solo E10 pump available for us. Now, I don't know if the ratio of how many, if they have to have more than one or one per aisle or just one per station. So there may be a line of motorcycles at that one pump. But so be it. I guess, if we're gonna have to be, obviously we have to make the adjustment because they're not going to. They're not looking out for us. We have to look out for each other.
Yeah, I understand that. So people out there on listening land, you might have to start writing some letters to your senators, to your congresspeople, and see if they can relay the message of your disappointment to the federal EPA people, the knuckleheads that are sitting in seats of power.
Don't like a motorcyclist. That's what I'm going to say.
All right, buddy. Look, now that you have confused me for the rest of the show, it's time for you to go, man. Okay? Thank you for calling, man. You've always been a source of good information for the show. So, folks, this is Chris the Road Warrior, and he's for the motorcycle industry, and he's been sitting his butt on a motorcycle seat for the past 40 years. So, thank you, Chris. You take care of yourself, man.
Enjoy the ride. Thanks a lot.
Okay, take care of yourself. All right. Oh, so on tap, we have another correspondent calling in. Andre, you there? Going once. Andre, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
How you doing there, Joe?
You know what, man? I'm good. I'm good. And you and your family, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing excellent. And busy. That's about it.
Well, it's always that's a good thing. You could be home kicking.
Those are good problems.
You could be home kicking the dog right now, man.
Yeah. No, I ain't kick the dog. I ain't got enough time.
And that's a good thing, man. So
staying busy.
So
how everything been going in your life?
You know what, man? You know, I'm doing this campaign thing and just trying to keep afloat. I've been blessed, man. You know, blessed to talk to people like you, and blessed to talk to the listeners. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem at all.
That's
what
we want to hear.
God's been good to me,
It's a
man.
blessing to be here every day.
That's right. That's right.
We take it for granted, but hey, every day above ground is a great day.
That's right. That's right. So now, folks, you haven't heard Andre because he's been busy in a while. But here's our tire expert, our rim and our tire expert. And I met this cat at a SEMA show, and we hit it off. It was meant for us to be there, tired at the end of the day, and talking. And from that, it led for me going up and hanging out with him for a minute in Northern California, and now he's he's a great correspondent for the show, and he has a lot of information about wheels and tires. Man, what's going on in your world?
Okay, first giving honor to God who's the head of my life. But this week I want to talk about tire depth. You know, you want to have good depth on your tires because, I mean, it's winter, hydroplaning come in if your tires are low. You know, losing control, not having traction, and everything. So it's very important to have good tread on your tires. And you want to have 1.6 millimeters or 2/32 depth. And if you don't have a tire gauge, a tire gauge for the depth, you can go to your local tire place and they'll check it for you. Or you can do a simple thing is get a penny.
All right, you know, okay, I got you.
Turn Lincoln head down and stick it in your tread. If you can see his head, it's time to get some tires.
You know what? And that's old school, man. That's old school. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the old school way. So, like I say, tires are very important during these times, during winter, especially because people are, like up here in Northern California, this week it's been raining. And I see people hydroplaning big time, you know, running into the wall and different things. And it comes from bad tires and too much speed. You know, they still going 70 miles an hour when it's pouring rain. So you have to watch the speed on raining, slow down, and get the tires. Nice tires.
So here's
what you want to do.
Here's a question for you, Andre.
If
you had the pocket change, would you have two sets of tires? Now, let me explain myself. In the summertime, when you're out at the cruising and whatnot, low profile tires, you know, so you can have that look. In the wintertime, when it rains, back to the standard OEM tire, if you can afford it.
Yes, you can do that if you can afford it. But one thing about California is it's so unpredictable. You know, we might not get rain for a long time. So now you're riding around with stock tires, you know, when you had aftermarket on them, you have to look. So sometimes it's kind of hard to do that. But you can do it. I mean, that's not a problem to do it. I would, you know, like me, I don't drive my car really in the winter with my rims on it because I'll drive another car with the special wheels because if I put the stock back on there, it just looks bad. So I don't even do that. So I just have a car to drive to the store and different things. And in the summer, when you want to cruise and stuff like that, you bring the garage queen out.
Wait. You bring the Bentley out in the road with that, right? Low profile. Okay, I got you.
Bring the Bentley out. So, you know, it's good. My customers, they do that. They'll keep their stocks, and in the winter, if they have a Mercedes or something, they'll put the stock wheels back on there, which is not bad because you get a lot of corrosion if you don't keep the chrome wheels clean, you know, in the rain, and you don't come and clean them. Now they're going to start pitting and everything else. So it's a good idea to put stocks on them. It's not a problem. If you have them and do it, no problem.
So as far as an all around tire for a average consumer, all around, I want that look, but yet I want that thread, and I want that ride, I want that cushion, but I want it to be just a slight bit. I want that look, man. I mean, is there such a thing as a tire that would go in both directions? I got that look, low profile look, and I got the cushion on the side. Is there such a thing?
Well, yeah. It just depends on just saying, if you went from a 17 or a 16 to an 18, you can get that look and still have a cushion. Now, when you push it beyond that, you know, like the 20s and the 20s, it's like if you have one with 16, you go 20, now you got to get the low profile to have the same circumference as what you have on there. You know, that's what we matching. We matching the 16 size to the 20 size. You got to have it exactly within 5%, or else it throw your speedometer off. You know, so if you went from 16 to 18, you can get that good look and still have cushion. But once you hit like 20, now you got the look, but then your tires are a little lower. Got a little, you know, it's a little bit more rigid. So, I mean, you have to give up something to get that look most of the time.
You know what? You kind of forget about the mileage difference, speedometer-wise, once you're changing your wheel circumference and your wheel ratios. That's the last thing on your mind, man. You're going after that look. You're going after that look that you see in the magazines or that you see in the car shows, but I mean, for the average consumer, they don't think about that.
But that's my job. That's my job to inform you. You know, to keep it within spec. I pride myself on keeping it in spec. You know, when I first opened up, people were like, I can do it. I see this. I said, okay, we could do it, but it's going to throw your speedometer off big time. Either under or over. It'll throw your speedometer off. You know, so you have to, it's up to the manufacturer or the salesperson to let you know that. You know, that's his job. It's not just to sell for the money. It's for to have comfort in your ride and for it to be safe. Because now if I put 22 on your car and it's too large and you going 10 miles over the speed limit, you're not knowing that. You're going to be going down, your speedometer going to say 65, you're going to be doing 85. You get a ticket, they say, oh, you get a ticket, you're doing 85. Well, I know. My speedometer says 65. That's not being informed by the salesperson. So it's up to our job is to inform you of what you're getting into, not just to sell it to you. I have to inform you. I have to tell you, hey, Joe, this tire right here, this size is going to throw your speedometer off because you're over 5%. And it's up to you to make the decision. I said, now you're aware, so instead of you doing 65, you drop it down to 45, and you're doing 65, you know? So that's the way you have to be informed. Just like when my first car, I had a lowrider. I had 13s on it. So they say I was doing 60, I probably was doing 50. You know? So, but I wasn't informed. Nobody never tell me that. And the weight capacity was different. I could turn the wheel a little bit. It seemed like I was on ice. You know, so you have to be aware of all that stuff. But it's up to the salesperson to inform you. That's his job, is to do the research. I just don't sell people nothing. I have to do the research. If I'm not aware of it and not informed of it, I tell them, hey, if you hold off a couple of days, let me do some research on it, and I come back and do it.
Dude, you are a different breed of cat, okay? Because most shops are hungry. And they're going to give you what you want without information. So it's for the consumer themselves to get this information and ask the right questions and to do their own due diligence on what's going to happen if they did this or that to their automobile. Because you're not going to get that at a local shop. The local shop's out for that money. They're going to give you what you want. You want 25s? You want 26s? I'll put them on your car, you know, but they don't tell you about the bearings or what's going to happen with that. There's a whole lot of things with tires, man, and changing, going up or down. So you don't hear that, man. They want that cash. Give up the cash, and there you go. Thank you. See you down the road. So
first thing I ask them, you know, a person come in, where's pressure? Joe, it's pressure of the surrounding people telling them, you know, hey, man, you got this new car, you need to put 22s on it, and they're not even in the wheels. So when they come into my shop and ask me, I tell them, hey, are you really in the wheels? Because there's more than just wheels going in this car. Now you got to brakes. We got to put better brakes on this car because you got more weight to stop. Okay. And now, do you have a good alarm on here? They look at me like, oh, boy, I didn't know all that. Yeah, you got to have a good alarm. You can't have these $6,000 wheels on here and have no alarm on it. You know, and going parking in any lot. It's going to be fine when you come out. So, so you have to inform the people. But I tell you, you get repeat business by being honest. By you being honest and upfront, people they'll put the sale in your hand. You know, they'll say, Andre, well, you just tell me what I should do. Or, you know, and I tell them, hey, if you're not in the wheels, don't put wheels on your car because there's more to it than that.
That's
so they respect that. They come back 10 years later, 5 years later, say, Andre, thank you that I didn't get no wheels because I wasn't really in it. My friends kept telling me to get them. I'm like, no, don't go with your friends, you know.
Yeah.
But they're trying to put pressure on you. But it's not about the money. It's about the love of doing what you're doing, the art of what you do. You know, if you don't know, I do research. If I don't know, I do research. If I don't know everything, you know, I learn from just hands-on experience. I didn't go to school for it. I just love cars. So I get around people that love cars and consume information. So
I appreciate that.
The listening world out there, just make sure you have good tires because that's very important. That's life. That's life saving if you have good tires. And go to a reputable place to get them checked. Don't go to anybody because he might tell you you need them and you don't need them. Like you were saying, they hungry for money. So you want to go to somebody and really just ask him, you know, when you check it, hey, what's my millimeters, you know, or what's my depth? And then he know you know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So you want it 2/32 or 1.6 millimeters.
Right.
And if you ask him that, hey, what's my millimeters on my tire? Now you got him. Now he know you did the research and he gonna make sure it's right.
Okay.
But if you go up there and just say, just check it for me, oh yeah, you need tires. You want high tread big time. You know, you have to turn around and sell those used.
All right, Andre, tell us that penny deal again.
Okay, you take a penny, you take the Lincoln head, you put it down towards the tread depth, and you go across each groove, all the way across the width of the tire. And if you can see his head, you need new tires.
No kidding.
Go in and change your tires. That's the old way of doing it if you don't have a tread depth gauge.
So
and that's a simple way to do it.
Okay, so if I'm up to his shoulders, his neck, between his neck and the shoulder, I'm good?
You good.
Okay.
You good. But if you can see it, if you can go down and see a little bit of his head, go on and get him changed. No question.
I was going to mention that, man, but you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because that's old school. Now you folks.
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah.
So instead of people not having the right equipment, if they do it that way, it'll be simple, and they can go on and they'll know on their own.
That's
so
right.
That's a good way to do it.
That's right, man. I appreciate you, dude.
Okay, appreciate being on the show, and it's a pleasure. You know, just talking cars and being around cars. I love it. So,
you going to see him?
Yes.
I'm going to try to sneak out.
Wednesday till Friday.
Okay. I'm going to try to sneak out without anyone knowing. And I'm blasting it right now. But I'm going to try to sneak out and get there Wednesday and Thursday and get on back here. So
yeah. Well, I've been doing it for 26 years. It's in my blood.
Yeah, I
get it. Just being around is addictive. Being around all the top builders and everybody. So I just like getting the information. So it's great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I tell you what, man. I'll see if I can hook up with you while I'm there, and so I can get some content for the show and bring it on back. It's always It's always working for me. Either I'm working for the my TV part, Gotcha Racing TV, or I'm working for Gotcha Racing Live. But it's all good because I love being in that atmosphere. All right, dude. Thank you very much. You take care of yourself.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. And have a blessed week.
I'll try to do that. Thank you. Take care.
All right, thanks.
All right. Good information Andre has whenever he comes on board, but he's been a pretty busy cat lately. Joe, let's put in another small commercial break, and we're almost through with the show, but let's go and put that in, pay a couple of these bills with that. Hey, folks, this is Joe Britt, Kcaa Racing Live here at headquarters, KCAA, Talk Radio, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about a thing, pretty lady. You're in good hands with J&K Auto Body Paint and Repair. J&K Auto Body has been serving the Rialto area for years and are considered to be one of the oldest and the best auto body shops in town. The right people with the right tools and the right experience that can give you the service and the quality that you expect. 24 hours, 7-day-a-week towing is available. That's J&K Auto Body, 241 South Palm Avenue, Rialto, California, across the street from the Metrolink station. Call us at 909-875-0400, 909-875-0400. That's 909-875-0400.
U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is loaded with 15 acres of used, salvaged, and rebuilt parts for your car or truck. Sure, you could go to any wrecking yard, but U&I has what it takes. Expertise, high-quality products, and the finest customer service you'll receive anywhere. U&I makes custom drive shafts, furnishes full warranties on all their parts, and keeps up on industry changes. Call 909-888-6841. You'll be impressed by the fast and friendly response from the U&I skilled staff. You can also go to the Contact Us page and request a part. U&I hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 till 5, and Saturday, 8 till 3. U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is located at 1435 West Rialto Avenue in San Bernardino. Check out the U&I webpage at the letter U, the letter I, autoparts.com, or call 909-888-6841. 909-888-6841.
Joe Britt is ready to work for Rialto. After nearly 30 years in service to Rialto, Joe Britt is ready to step up to the City Council. Joe Britt is ready to handle Rialto's issues of economics and public safety. Joe Britt believes that it's time to stop the musical chairs political game and put Rialto's citizens first. You'll find Joe's website at gojoebritt.com. On November 8th, vote Joe Britt to the Rialto City Council.
I'm Joe Britt, and I approve this announcement.
Paid for by Friends of Joe Britt for Rialto City Council.
Yeah, we are back. We're back in HQ, and we're happy to be here. You've heard from our correspondents that are out and about. And, I was looking. I'm on my smartphone, and so I am at the Auto Club Speedway, and I'm looking at the date. It's October 29th. Hey, folks, guess what? Today is my birthday. Believe me, I forgot about it. October 29th, that sounds awfully familiar. Well, that's my birthday, so happy birthday to me. Okay, so anyway, at the Auto Club Speedway, today they're having these street legal drags, okay? It's going to cost you $20 to race, $10 to watch them race. And then they're also having the California Sports Car Club that's going to be there, and let's see. They're going to have the Road and Performance Rally. All right. And then, as soon as you go through the gates on the right, Exotic Racing is going to be there. And you know what that's about. You pay X amount of dollars, you get to ride in your favorite Lambo on your Ferrari. And then, Holy Ghost, look at this. They're having a Yancey's Fancy Wine and Cheese Beer Festival today. Let's see, Hangar 24 and Budweiser. And all the money goes to the Leukemia Society. All right, okay. And then tonight, man, they're busy. They're having a Light the Night walk, and then all the money goes to the Leukemia Society. And yeah. Okay. Wow, they're busy. And then tomorrow, you will have the Bug-In tomorrow, October 30th, and they'll be doing the quarter-mile drags. That's interesting. And then November 3rd, Exotic Racing again. So, man, these guys are busy. These guys are very busy. I love going to Auto Speedway. And, about 4 months ago, we were on the me and they had media days. So we were racing with the president, with the GM of the track, on the go-karts, and that was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool. And they wined and dined us. Wine and dined. What are you waving at me for? Oh, that's Joe, Mr. Engineer. Anyway, folks, this is Joe Britt, Gotcha Racing Live. This is my birthday today, and I'm more than happy to be here and communicate with you. Hey, next week, same time, same bat station, and come back and talk to us, or call in. But anyway, happy to be here. Gotcha Racing Live, Joe Britt, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. See you next week. Take care.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Making a change.